I've thought about insulating our house for a very long time, and the reason I want to do it, our house is cold, it's draughty. Parts of the house are extremely cold where they're exposed on two sides, my son's bedroom being a good example, and the room is freezing, much colder than the rest of the house. I did do a bit of research about what impact internal wall insulation would have on a Victorian house. There are some people who argue that houses need, they're designed to breathe. But our houses are breathing a great deal, in so many, there's gaps all around the windows, there's there's air bricks, there's the floor, they're coming through the floor. And a counter argument I found was that having your house insulated and you're in control of that breathing of your house, that at the times where you really do need your house to be airtight, there's sub-zero outside and you have control over that. So in the summertime you can, increase the circulation of air, and even during the winter you would, air your house and make sure your house is still breathing. I'm having the house 100% insulated, which means that the kitchen and the bathroom will be done. And the kitchen's going to be quite a major job because I'll have to remove the units that are there already and the boiler, insulate, and then put them all back.
The insulation we're going to be using is Kingspan. You can get it in two sizes, two thicknesses, 66mm and 34mm. Where we can, we try and use the thicker insulation. It insulates the house better. The improvement in the thermal performance is difficult to say, depending on what thickness you put on the walls. Generally we do an EPC, an energy performance check, before and after, and then you get a good idea of how much energy you're saving, how much money you're saving really on your property. Right, obviously all the picture rail, the coving will be taken off, and hopefully replacing or putting it back, but because it's a very old house.
Say that dado rail comes off and it snaps and it breaks. Do I need to go out to the shops and buy a new one?
No.
Oh, you guys sort that out? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we'll match it as close as we can.
Okay. To prepare for the installation, we've got to do quite a bit of work in moving furniture out of the way, and we have to also be prepared for the fact that the heating and the water and everything's going to be turned off for the time where they're doing the work. I've been warned by another person who's had the installation done that they open all the doors and windows and there's dusty, so your house is cold and dusty and there's people coming in and out all the time, so your house is barely habitable while the work's being done. But it's to me, it's a small price to pay for what I'm going to get in the end. It's only a small period of time, and the other thing I was thinking that's going to be really great is I'll have some walls that are nicely plastered. I'll be getting rid of some lime plaster, which would be brilliant.
Because of the period of the house, we don't want to lose a lot of the features, so we discuss with the customer about coming up to the alcove and stuff like that. And then you'll have just a smooth edge recess going into that window frame to keep the features of the house, basically.
Well, it is early days, but we have noticed an immediate difference in the comfort levels of the house. There's only 3 radiators operating and it feels like toasty warm. Do you know what I mean? Not a damp. I'm used to that kind of damp warmth, but it's a nice toasty warmth. So I can't wait for next winter. It's going to be great.
The National Energy Foundation is working with local councils and Green Deal providers, Foster Property Maintenance and Everwarm to promote local solid wall insulation grants of up to £6,000. To apply for a grant, contact 01908 256 945 before the 30th of June 2015.